Hi Booktube, it's Stephanie. Today I'm going to share with you my February wrap-up. I had a really nice and good reading month in February, and I finished 10 books. 10. There we go. And I'm pretty pleased with my reading. I did have some slumpy-ish time periods, both because of one book that I'm going to talk about last, and then also because the Booktube SFF Awards shortlist came out, and that made me go slightly panicky. And for some reason, even though I felt stressed about reading, I didn't read anything. The logic in that was brilliant, basically. So let's get started. The first book that I finished was a graphic novel, and that was Commercial Suicide by Kieran Gillen and a bunch of different artists for this round, because there was a lot of guest artists. And yeah, it was kind of a mess. Now, most of the art style I didn't care for, probably mostly because of the fact that in the first other two volumes I had gotten used to a certain style, and then all of a sudden I was doing something that was like, okay. Yeah, I basically found it jarring. And also in this one, it doesn't have it is cohesive, but it was like something sort of were missing, because we are following and getting some backstory and background to some of these gods, and it was really interesting, but it didn't feel like it had this red thread throughout it, except for in like the few later issues, so to speak, or chapters. And it was really hard for me to feel invested. It took me over 2 weeks to finish it, and we are talking about a graphic novel. I rarely finish one in one day, because I don't feel like why should I stress through one, even though I can finish it. But 2 weeks? Like, yeah, I really didn't feel connected to it. But the ending was the best part. Yeah, not really the best volume so far in my opinion. And I gave that 2 stars. The next book I finished was Will My Cat Eat My Eyeballs by Caitlin Doughty. Yeah, I think it was Caitlin Doughty. This is a non-fiction book in which Caitlin, who is a mortician, answers questions from children, and they are, like the title said, will my cat eat my eyeballs, and it's also, can we give my grandma a Viking funeral, and a bunch of questions like that. It was very cute, and she gives thorough information and answers, but doesn't go into nitty-gritty or just too superficial, so I really enjoyed it. I don't really know what else to say about it, so there's that. I liked it, and I gave it 4 stars. Then I finished Terminal Alliance by Jim C. Hines, and I really like this one. It's the first book in a series. I don't know if it's going to be a duology or what it's going to be, but I did actually end up requesting the sequel from my library, and I'm now waiting for it because they did buy it in. So I'm really looking forward to it. And we are following a crew of janitors who, after an attack, are the only one on the ship who hasn't gone feral, and they need to save the crew and find out what happened. And it's about the journey of finding out what happened on Earth all those years ago, and trying to do things that they were not trained for. I really liked it. I found the structure of the chapters to be interesting, with every chapter starting with either some historical fact or like a flashback to these characters, and I really enjoyed that momentum and the way they did that, or he did it. So I liked it, and I would highly recommend it. You get what you ask for on the tin. It's not really like you're like, ooh, what happened? It's a mystery. You kind of figure it out, and you know, like some of these things, but I really liked it, and I gave it 4 stars. Then I read a free short story from Tor.com called St. Valentine St. Abigail St Brigid by C.L. Polk. There we go. And this was a short story that I gave 3.5 stars. We are following a girl whose mother can predict things or some. It's kind of like gives spells and talismans to people. It's very kind of like floaty, which is really interesting. And bees has a central role because the bees can talk to the people and they have a connection with these people, especially our main character. And it's about like a small snapshot, there we go, of her week when she finds a friend, she befriends it, and as she grows up. And I really liked it. It's really hard to say too many things because it's a very short story. I don't think it was like 30-ish pages, ebook pages. And I liked it and I would recommend reading it, but it's not like it's the best thing in the entire world. But as I said, I did enjoy it. It was cute and yeah, don't really know what else to say. Then I finished one of my favorite reads so far this year, and that's Urvalsklutet by Simon Stålenhag. The English title is Tales from the Loop, and this is beautiful. It basically follows a person who grew up in this area, which is in Mjälaren, which is like in Stockholm here. And basically you get these stories and then these drawings that are taken from that moment, and the art style is beautiful and it's interesting, like these, yeah, and the dinosaurs, let's face it, dinosaurs make everything better. And it's these beautiful illustrations of a government facility being put down, like they don't do any research there anymore, and then everything falls down and all these memories that we go through. I found this absolutely delightful and I would highly recommend it. Then I finished a buddy read with my friend, Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman, or the opposite, it doesn't matter, both of them wrote it. This is overhyped. I'm just gonna put it like that. It wasn't bad, but it read extremely like a TV show or movie, like extremely so. And I know that at the time it wasn't written in that way, but it definitely read like it. And I do know that it's now a TV show that a lot of people really enjoyed. But the book is, according to me, extremely overhyped. And I needed to look up what I gave it. I gave it 3 stars. Then I wanted something cute and fluffish, and I got We Are Here Forever After You're Gone by Michelle Gish. This is a webcomic, and like these cute animal thingies, aliens, are they are cute, and those are the adventures we are following their adventures. And this one, if you have read the webcomic, these are new stories, so it's not from that webcomic, and it's adorable. I just wanted to read this because I thought it looked adorable. That was the sole reason why I wanted my library to get it so that I could read it, and I really did enjoy it. It ended kind of slightly sinister, which I was not expecting, but it wasn't like, oh, it's amazing, oh, it's like, read this immediately. I would have been very disappointed if I actually had bought this. But that might also be because I'm not, like this webcomic, I'm not looking it up, I have never heard about it before. I just saw it in a magazine, so I wanted to read it and my library got it. I gave it 3.5 stars. It's not like, definitely don't rush to buy it. Definitely look up the the webcomic first to see if you want to read this, but it was adorable and I did enjoy it, and as I said, surprisingly sinister end. Then I finished an audiobook. I know, go me. I finished Astrophysics for People in a Hurry by Neil deGrasse Tyson, and it's a short one. That's probably why I ended up finishing it. It's just 3 hours and 40 minutes, and Neil deGrasse Tyson is narrating it himself, and he narrates it really, really good. I really can't listen to audiobook at normal speed, so I need to always speed it up, but usually I need to speed it up to like 1.75, something like that, but in this case I just went 1.25. I really didn't want to speed it up more. He did a really good job with the audiobook, and I really enjoyed the discussions and how he explained things. It wasn't hard to follow, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. The one thing that I can say is that for me, who have read a lot of books about space, about dark matter and atoms and things like that, it didn't really give me anything new. My accent is so annoying for even myself, but so it wasn't anything new, but I really enjoyed it. I did, because of the fact that I didn't feel like, oh, that I didn't know. I gave it 4.5 stars, but I would definitely highly recommend it. And if you can't find it in physical form, definitely listen to the audiobook. It was great. And then we have Rising Action by Gillen, McKelvey, Wilson and Cowles, and the artists are back, and I'm so happy that they are. This was really good. I can't really say anything. This is the 4th volume, but it follows the 3rd one, but kind of goes back to like the second volume's pacing and things, and I really, really liked it. I can't say anything because that would be massive spoilers, but one thing that I can say is that I'm kind of wondering where the rest of the series will go, because this is volume 4. There are 5 more volumes left. So we're like in the middle of the book where something dramatic has happened, and then what's gonna happen? Like, what? I have no idea, and I'm so looking forward to it. But I need to focus on BookTube SFF. But definitely will continue this. This was brilliant, and I gave it 4 stars. Then we have the book that I got problems with. The Gilded Wolf by Roshani Shatsky. This was a body read that basically I was it was my turn to pick the body read, and I was choosing between this one and We Hunt the Flame. I picked We Hunt the Flame, and then the BookTube SFF award shortlist came out, and she was like, do you want to switch? And I was like, thank you. I should not have done that. This is not great. It lacks in world building, it lacks in communication, it relies on that ancient trope that just makes you cringe. It has sections where, oh wait, I didn't explain that before, so let's just put something in here and write 3 paragraphs and just info dump you. This read, and I wrote that in my Goodreads review, this read like the manuscript to this 2-episode season finale of season 1, and we know nothing except we watched the season finale. I gave this 2 stars, probably would have given it 1.5, but my friend's messenger rants were absolutely brilliant and hilarious. So I did write to her that I probably enjoyed this book more than her, because I was like, yeah, I know why you think that. This is hilarious. I would not recommend this. Will I continue with the sequel? I don't know. I will definitely not buy it. But if I'm like, I don't really have too many books out from the library and I see it there, maybe. But it's not like I will not ask my library to get this book, the sequel, because no, this was not that good. This was not good. I can't say that it was the worst book I've ever read. It's definitely not, but it lacks so much foundation that I was like, you should have seen my face after finishing it and being like, this is on the BookTube SFF award list. Like, why? Yeah, would not recommend this at all. And I will film a separate review for this book because I need to get some thoughts and opinions out. Yeah, I just need to calm down because I finished this Thursday and today it's Sunday. I haven't picked up a single book since then. Yeah. 2 stars, would definitely not recommend. So, since I ended on such a sour note, what was the best book that you read in February? Please tell me, I want some good recommendations. And I need to wash the Gilded Wolf out of my system, but then I will probably relive it when I do the review because I feel like I need to do one. But yeah, tell me the best and, just for that, the worst book that you read in February. Bye.